everybody, welcome to week 10. It's actually kind of a combo week 10 and week 11. We're going to be able to open the final exam to you starting in week 10 because week 11 is a short week. Week 11 is actually going to only be Monday through Friday, meaning the class is over on December 18th. You will only have the Saturday and Sunday of week 10 as far as a weekend goes to do any work towards your final exam. So if you do your work on the weekends, that would be the weekends you want to shoot for. But again, right now we're in week 10. We will have nothing to do on business plan because you wrap that up in week 9. You'll wrap up your research assignment in week 10. And then you're going to go on somewhat of a virtual field trip. It's set up as a quiz, but it's not a traditional quiz where you look up the answers in the textbook or you have to recall something. There's some critical thinking, a little bit of research needs to be done. It's 10 questions. It's kind of fun because it's something that's related to you personally. So anytime something is about you or about me, it's a little more interesting because it's something that can be applied to something we're interested in, which is ourselves. So make sure you look at that. If you've had this class before, we are not taking a stock market field trip this time. We have changed up the assignment, so this is something different. So please don't think it's the same thing. It's not. It's something a whole lot more exciting, I think, maybe than the stock market field trip was because we've already learned about the stock market during our actual assignments during the week. We are going to talk about the stock market, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ, things like that, all the terms you hear maybe when you listen to the news and they talk about the stock exchange. We're going to learn about that this week. We're going to learn about insider trading. You all may remember Martha Stewart being arrested and serving time for insider trading. Pretty interesting stuff, and it makes you more well-rounded when you can have conversations, even like with HR when you do your 401k. That's money they're investing in the stock market. So you're going to get some insight into that and be able to apply some knowledge when you talk about it down the road. In week 11, even though the final exam is open in week 10, it's open through week 11. If you finish it in week 10, yay for you, but you need to come back in week 11 and do the final discussion. That's for attendance purposes. So if you finish everything up in week 10, you still have to come back in week 11 and click on the discussion. Now let me remind you, the discussion in week 11 is only answering the question. You do not have to respond to classmates, but it has to be done by Wednesday, which is when your initial post is due. So if you're in the habit of posting at the very end of the week your initial post and you've been losing points all term because of it, realize that it's going to close the Wednesday of week 11, okay? The final week of class is when the week 11 discussion will close. Week 10, of course, you've got to post your initial post by Wednesday and have your multiple posts done throughout the rest of the week in both discussion and in hot topic. So nothing has changed there. Other than that, we want to make sure that your grade book is up to date. It is up to date, but make sure that you agree with what the grades are in the grade book. If there's any questions, let me know immediately. If you are requesting an extension to make up some work, please review the syllabus and review the makeup announcement on how to properly do that and what qualifies for reasons to which you can be excused to make up work. Remember, technical issues, you didn't have an internet, your computer wasn't working, those things are not acceptable reasons to have an extension. As you're an online student, you're expected to have a working system, whether it's yours, the library, a friend, a family member. You've got to have something to do the work. So to not have technical connection is not an excuse because you have to have that in order to do the work. Now, if you're laid up in the hospital, if you're giving birth, if you've lost a family member, those are the things that can be excused. But again, look at what can be excused, read the makeup announcement in the announcement section and the syllabus. Submit your documentation to your student advisor and go from there. Now, here's the deal. You can make up work from week 7 through 10. When week 11 starts, no more makeup work. Your makeup work has to be done by the end of week 10. So keep that in mind. If you have something that requires you're able to submit documentation, go ahead and do it. Don't do it Sunday of week 10. You're not going to have the opportunity to make up work. It's going to be done by the end of week 10, okay? Other than that, I'm online every day. You guys keep sending me those emails that you send me, phone calls if you need to. Let's stay in good communication through the rest of the term, and then you're going to have a wonderful break before the next session starts up, which is going to be the winter term of 2016. So you're going to be able to enjoy your Christmas, your Kwanzaa, your Hanukkah, whatever it is that you celebrate during this time right now. You're going to have the opportunity to enjoy that because you're not going to have any class requirements. So with that, let's hit week 10 really hard. You've got the wrap up the assignment for the research. You have your virtual field trip quiz type thing I was telling you about. You already have the chance to work on that final exam. Let me tell you, folks were disappointed, a lot of folks, in their grades with the midterm because you didn't give me a lot of information. This is not a quick exam. There are only a few questions again, but I expect to see some solid work here, okay? I want to see that you have learned something this term. If you give me surface answers, you're going to get a surface kind of grade. Let me know you've learned. Tell me. More is better, okay? Really give me examples. Really make it solid work. Let me know you've learned. An examination. We are seeing what you have learned. If you don't demonstrate that you've learned, then you probably need to take the class again. And who wants to do that when you can move on, right? So show me what you've learned, demonstrate your knowledge, make a great grade on that final exam. I know you can because I've seen you work all term. So please take the time and do a good job. Don't rush through it. Don't wait till the last minute because those are the times you're not going to make the great grades because you're not going to give it your due effort. Other than that, let's rock on. We're down to the final countdown now. Let's just keep it going. Y'all stay strong, stay focused, keep in touch with me. Let me know if I can help. And I'm here for you, and I'll see you in the class. Have a great week 10. Bye-bye.